Numbers, chapter 32. Reuben and Gad ask for Gilead. Now the children of Reuben and the children of Gad had a very great multitude of livestock. And when they saw the land of Jazer and the land of Gilead, that, behold, the place was a place for livestock, the children of Gad and the children of Reuben came and spoke to Moses and to Eleazar the priest, and to the princes of the congregation, saying, Adaroth, and Dibon, and Jazer, and Nimrah, and Heshbon, and Elealeh, and Sebum, and Nebo, and Beon, the land which Yahweh struck before the congregation of Israel, is a land for livestock, and your servants have livestock. They said, If we have found favor in your sight, let this land be given to your servants for a possession. Don't bring us over the Jordan. Moses reproves Reuben and Gad. Moses said to the children of Gad and to the children of Reuben, Shall your brothers go to the war, and shall you sit here? Why do you discourage the heart of the children of Israel from going over into the land which Yahweh has given them? Your fathers did so when I sent them from Kadesh Barnea to see the land. For when they went up to the valley of Eshcol and saw the land, they discouraged the heart of the children of Israel, that they should not go into the land which Yahweh had given them. Yahweh's anger was kindled in that day, and he swore, saying, Surely none of the men who came up out of Egypt, from 20 years old and upward, shall see the land which I swore to Abraham, to Isaac, and to Jacob, because they have not wholly followed me, except Caleb, the son of Jephunneh, the Kenizzite, and Joshua, the son of Nun, because they have followed Yahweh completely. Yahweh's anger was kindled against Israel, and he made them wander back and forth in the wilderness 40 years, until all the generation who had done evil in the sight of Yahweh was consumed. Behold, you have risen up in your father's place, an increase of sinful men, to augment yet the fierce anger of Yahweh toward Israel. For if you turn away from after him, he will yet again leave them in the wilderness, and you will destroy all this people. Reuben and Gad appease Moses. They came near to him and said, We will build sheepfolds here for our livestock, and cities for our little ones, but we ourselves will be ready armed to go before the children of Israel, until we have brought them to their place, and our little ones shall dwell in the fortified cities, because of the inhabitants of the land. We will not return to our houses, until the children of Israel have inherited every man his inheritance. For we will not inherit with them on the other side of the Jordan and forward, because our inheritance is fallen to us on this side of the Jordan, eastward. Moses said to them, If you will do this thing, if you will arm yourselves to go before Yahweh to the war, and every armed man of you will pass over the Jordan before Yahweh, until he has driven out his enemies from before him, and the land is subdued before Yahweh, then afterward you shall return, and be guiltless towards Yahweh, and towards Israel. And this land shall be to you for a possession before Yahweh. But if you will not do so, behold, you have sinned against Yahweh, and be sure your sin will find you out. Build cities for your little ones, and folds for your sheep, and do that which has proceeded out of your mouth. The children of Gad and the children of Reuben spoke to Moses, saying, Your servants will do as my Lord commands. Our little ones, our wives, our flocks, and all our livestock shall be there in the cities of Gilead. But your servants will pass over, every man who is armed for war, before Yahweh to battle, as my Lord says. So Moses commanded concerning them to Eleazar the priest, and to Joshua the son of Nun, and to the heads of the fathers' houses of the tribes of the children of Israel. Moses said to them, "If the children of Gad and the children of Reuben will pass with you over the Jordan, every man who is armed to battle before Yahweh, and the land shall be subdued before you, then you shall give them the land of Gilead for a possession. But if they will not pass over with you armed, they shall have possessions among you in the land of Canaan." The children of Gad and the children of Reuben answered, saying, "As Yahweh has said to your servants, so will we do. We will pass over armed before Yahweh into the land of Canaan, and the possession of our inheritance shall remain with us beyond the Jordan." Reuben and Gad settle in Gilead. Moses gave to them, even to the children of Gad and to the children of Reuben, and to the half-tribe of Manasseh, the son of Joseph, the kingdom of Sihon, king of the Amorites, and the kingdom of Og, king of Bashan, the land, according to the cities of it, with their borders, even the cities of the surrounding land. The children of Gad built Dibon, and Ataroth, and Aroer, and Atroth-Shophan, and Jazer, and Jogbehah, and Beth-Nimrah, and Beth-Haran, fortified cities, and folds for sheep. The children of Reuben built Heshbon, and Elealeh, and Kiriathaim, and Nebo, and Baal-Meon, their names being changed, and Sibmah, and they gave other names to the cities which they built. The children of Machir, the son of Manasseh, went to Gilead, and took it, and dispossessed the Amorites who were therein. Moses gave Gilead to Machir, the son of Manasseh, and he lived therein. Jair, the son of Manasseh, went and took its towns, and called them Havoth-Jair. Nobah went and took Kinneth and its villages, and called it Nobah, after his own name. Chapter 33. The 42 Journeys of the Israelites. These are the journeys of the children of Israel, when they went forth out of the land of Egypt, by their armies, under the hand of Moses and Aaron. Moses wrote their goings out according to their journeys, by the commandment of Yahweh. And these are their journeys according to their goings out. They traveled from Ramesses in the first month, on the 15th day of the first month. On the next day after the Passover, the children of Israel went out with a high hand, in the sight of all the Egyptians, while the Egyptians were burying all their firstborn, whom Yahweh had struck among them. On their gods also Yahweh executed judgments. The children of Israel traveled from Ramesses and encamped in Succoth. They traveled from Succoth and encamped in Etham, which is in the edge of the wilderness. They traveled from Etham and turned back to Pihahiroth, which is before Baal-Zephon, and they encamped before Migdol. They traveled from before Hieroth and passed through the midst of the sea into the wilderness, and they went 3 days' journey in the wilderness of Etham, and encamped in Marah. They traveled from Marah and came to Elim, and in Elim were 12 springs of water and 70 palm trees, and they encamped there. They traveled from Elim and encamped by the Red Sea. They traveled from the Red Sea and encamped in the wilderness of Sin. They traveled from the wilderness of Sin and encamped in Dophkah. They traveled from Dophkah and encamped in Alush. They traveled from Alush and encamped in Rephidim, where there was no water for the people to drink. They traveled from Rephidim and encamped in the wilderness of Sinai. They traveled from the wilderness of Sinai and encamped in Kibroth-Hattaavah. They traveled from Kibroth-Hattaavah and encamped in Hazeroth. They traveled from Hazeroth and encamped in Rithmah. They traveled from Rithmah and encamped in Rimmon-Perez. They traveled from Rimmon-Perez and encamped in Libnah. They traveled from Libnah and encamped in Rissah. They traveled from Rissah and encamped in Kehelatha. They traveled from Kehelatha and encamped in Mount Shepher. They traveled from Mount Shepher and encamped in Harada. They traveled from Harada and encamped in Makaloth. They traveled from Makaloth and encamped in Tahath. They traveled from Tahath and encamped in Terah. They traveled from Terah and encamped in Mithkah. They traveled from Mithkah and encamped in Hashmonah. They traveled from Hashmonah and encamped in Moseroth. They traveled from Moseroth and encamped in Bene-Jaakan. They traveled from Bene-Jaakan and encamped in Hor-Haggidgad. They traveled from Hor-Haggidgad and encamped in Jotbathah. They traveled from Jotbathah and encamped in Abrona. They traveled from Abrona and encamped in Ezion-Geber. They traveled from Ezion-Geber and encamped in the wilderness of Zin. The same is Kedesh. They traveled from Kedesh and encamped in Mount Hor, in the edge of the land of Edom. Aaron the priest went up into Mount Hor at the commandment of Yahweh and died there. In the 40th year after the children of Israel were come out of the land of Egypt, in the 5th month, on the 1st day of the month. Aaron was 123 years old when he died in Mount Hor. The Canaanite, the king of Arad, who lived in the south, in the land of Canaan, heard of the coming of the children of Israel. They traveled from Mount Hor and encamped in Zalmonah. They traveled from Zalmonah and encamped in Punon. They traveled from Punon and encamped in Oboth. They traveled from Oboth and encamped in Laiabarim, in the border of Moab. They traveled from Laim and encamped in Dibon-Gad. They traveled from Dibon-Gad and encamped in Almon-Diblathaim. They traveled from Almon-Diblathaim and encamped in the mountains of Abarim, before Nebo. They traveled from the mountains of Abarim and encamped in the plains of Moab, by the Jordan at Jericho. They encamped by the Jordan, from Beth-Jeshimoth even to Abel-Shittim, in the plains of Moab. Canaanites to be destroyed. Yahweh spoke to Moses in the plains of Moab, by the Jordan at Jericho, saying,
Speak to the children of Israel, and tell them, when you pass over the Jordan into the land of Canaan, then you shall drive out all the inhabitants of the land from before you, and destroy all their figured stones, and destroy all their molten images, and demolish all their high places. And you shall take possession of the land, and dwell therein. For I have given the land to you to possess it. You shall inherit the land by lot according to your families. To the more you shall give the more inheritance, and to the fewer you shall give the less inheritance. Wherever the lot falls to any man, that shall be his. You shall inherit according to the tribes of your fathers. But if you do not drive out the inhabitants of the land from before you, then those you let remain of them will be as pricks in your eyes, and as thorns in your sides, and they will harass you in the land in which you dwell. It shall happen that as I thought to do to them, so will I do to you.
Chapter 34. The Boundaries of Canaan. Yahweh spoke to Moses, saying,
Command the children of Israel, and tell them, when you come into the land of Canaan,
This is the land that shall fall to you for an inheritance, even the land of Canaan, according to its borders.
then your south quarter shall be from the wilderness of Zin, along by the side of Edom. And your south border shall be from the end of the salt sea eastward. And your border shall turn about southward of the ascent of Akrabim, and pass along to Zin. And the goings out of it shall be southward of Kadesh Barnea, and it shall go forth to Hazar Adar, and pass along to Asmon. And the border shall turn about from Asmon to the brook of Egypt, and the goings out of it shall be at the sea. For the western border you shall have the great sea, and the border of it. This shall be your west border. This shall be your north border. From the great sea you shall mark out for you Mount Hor. From Mount Hor you shall mark out to the entrance of Hamath. And the goings out of the border shall be at Zedad. And the border shall go forth to Zephron. And the goings out of it shall be at Hazar Enan. This shall be your north border. You shall mark out your east border from Hazar Enan to Shephem. And the border shall go down from Shephem to Riblah, on the east side of En. And the border shall go down and shall reach to the side of the sea of Kinnereth eastward. And the border shall go down to the Jordan, and the goings out of it shall be at the salt sea. This shall be your land according to its borders around it.
Moses commanded the children of Israel, saying, This is the land which you shall inherit by lot, which Yahweh has commanded to give to the 9 tribes and to the half-tribe. For the tribe of the children of Reuben, according to their fathers' houses, and the tribe of the children of Gad, according to their fathers' houses, have received, and the half-tribe of Manasseh have received their inheritance. The 2 tribes and the half-tribe have received their inheritance, beyond the Jordan, at Jericho, eastward, toward the sunrise. Leaders to divide the land. Yahweh spoke to Moses, saying,
These are the names of the men who shall divide the land to you for inheritance: Eleazar the priest, and Joshua the son of Nun. You shall take 1 prince of every tribe to divide the land for inheritance. These are the names of the men. Of the tribe of Judah, Caleb the son of Jephunneh. Of the tribe of the children of Simeon, Shemuel the son of Ammihud. Of the tribe of Benjamin, Elidad the son of Kislon. Of the tribe of the children of Dan, a prince, Bukai the son of Joglai. Of the children of Joseph, of the tribe of the children of Manasseh, a prince, Haniel the son of Ephod. Of the tribe of the children of Ephraim, a prince, Kemuel the son of Shiftan. Of the tribe of the children of Zebulun, a prince, Elizaphan the son of Parnak. Of the tribe of the children of Issachar, a prince, Paltiel the son of Azan. Of the tribe of the children of Asher, a prince, Ahiud the son of Shalomai. Of the tribe of the children of Naphtali, a prince, Pedahel the son of Ammihud.
These are they whom Yahweh commanded to divide the inheritance to the children of Israel in the land of Canaan. Chapter 35. 48 cities for the Levites. Yahweh spoke to Moses in the plains of Moab by the Jordan at Jericho, saying,
Command the children of Israel that they give to the Levites of the inheritance of their possession cities to dwell in, and you shall give suburbs for the cities around them to the Levites. These cities shall they have to dwell in, and their suburbs shall be for their livestock, and for their substance, and for all their animals. The suburbs of the cities, which you shall give to the Levites, shall be from the wall of the city, and outward, 1,000 cubits around it. You shall measure outside of the city for the east side 2,000 cubits, and for the south side 2,000 cubits, and for the west side 2,000 cubits, and for the north side 2,000 cubits, the city being in the midst. This shall be to them the suburbs of the cities.
6 cities of refuge.
The cities which you shall give to the Levites, they shall be the 6 cities of refuge, which you shall give for the manslayer to flee to, and besides them you shall give 42 cities. All the cities which you shall give to the Levites shall be 48 cities, together with their suburbs. Concerning the cities which you shall give of the possession of the children of Israel, from the many you shall take many, and from the few you shall take few. Everyone according to his inheritance, which he inherits, shall give of his cities to the Levites.
Yahweh spoke to Moses, saying,
Speak to the children of Israel, and tell them, when you pass over the Jordan into the land of Canaan, then you shall appoint you cities to be cities of refuge for you, that the manslayer who kills any person unwittingly may flee there. These cities shall be to you for refuge from the avenger, that the manslayer not die until he stands before the congregation for judgment. These cities which you shall give shall be for you 6 cities of refuge. You shall give 3 cities beyond the Jordan, and you shall give 3 cities in the land of Canaan. They shall be cities of refuge. For the children of Israel, and for the stranger, and for the foreigner living among them, shall these 6 cities be for refuge, that everyone who kills any person unwittingly may flee there. But if he struck him with an instrument of iron, so that he died, he is a murderer. The murderer shall surely be put to death. If he struck him with a stone in the hand, by which a man may die, and he died, he is a murderer. The murderer shall surely be put to death. Or if he struck him with a weapon of wood in the hand, by which a man may die, and he died, he is a murderer. The murderer shall surely be put to death. The avenger of blood shall himself put the murderer to death. When he meets him, he shall put him to death. If he thrust him of hatred, or hurled at him, lying in wait, so that he died, or in enmity struck him with his hand, so that he died, he who struck him shall surely be put to death. He is a murderer. The avenger of blood shall put the murderer to death when he meets him. But if he thrust him suddenly without enmity, or hurled on him anything without lying in wait, or with any stone by which a man may die, not seeing him, and cast it on him, so that he died, and he was not his enemy, neither sought his harm. Then the congregation shall judge between the striker and the avenger of blood, according to these ordinances. And the congregation shall deliver the manslayer out of the hand of the avenger of blood, and the congregation shall restore him to his city of refuge, where he was fled. And he shall dwell therein until the death of the high priest, who was anointed with holy oil. But if the manslayer shall at any time go beyond the border of his city of refuge, where he flees, and the avenger of blood find him outside of the border of his city of refuge, and the avenger of blood kill the manslayer, he shall not be guilty of blood, because he should have remained in his city of refuge until the death of the high priest. But after the death of the high priest, the manslayer shall return into the land of his possession. These things shall be for a statute and ordinance to you throughout your generations in all your dwellings. Whoever kills any person, the murderer shall be slain at the mouth of witnesses. But one witness shall not testify against any person that he die. Moreover, you shall take no ransom for the life of a murderer who is guilty of death, but he shall surely be put to death. You shall take no ransom for him who is fled to his city of refuge, that he may come again to dwell in the land, until the death of the priest. So you shall not pollute the land in which you are. For blood, it pollutes the land, and no expiation can be made for the land, for the blood that is shed therein, but by the blood of him who shed it. You shall not defile the land which you inhabit, in the midst of which I dwell. For I, Yahweh, dwell in the midst of the children of Israel.
Chapter 36. Zelophehad's daughters marry. The heads of the fathers' houses of the family of the children of Gilead, the son of Machir, the son of Manasseh, of the families of the sons of Joseph, came near and spoke before Moses, and before the princes, the heads of the fathers' houses of the children of Israel. And they said, Yahweh commanded my Lord to give the land for inheritance by lot to the children of Israel. And my Lord was commanded by Yahweh to give the inheritance of Zelophehad, our brother, to his daughters. If they are married to any of the sons of the other tribes of the children of Israel, then will their inheritance be taken away from the inheritance of our fathers, and will be added to the inheritance of the tribe whereunto they shall belong. So will it be taken away from the lot of our inheritance. When the jubilee of the children of Israel shall be, then will their inheritance be added to the inheritance of the tribe whereunto they shall belong. So will their inheritance be taken away from the inheritance of the tribe of our fathers. Moses commanded the children of Israel according to the word of Yahweh, saying, The tribe of the sons of Joseph speaks right. This is the thing which Yahweh does command concerning the daughters of Zelophehad, saying, Let them be married to whom they think best. Only into the family of the tribe of their father shall they be married. So shall no inheritance of the children of Israel remove from tribe to tribe. For the children of Israel shall all keep the inheritance of the tribe of his fathers. Every daughter who possesses an inheritance in any tribe of the children of Israel shall be wife to one of the family of the tribe of her father, that the children of Israel may possess every man the inheritance of his fathers. So shall no inheritance remove from one tribe to another tribe. For the tribes of the children of Israel shall each keep his own inheritance. The daughters of Zelophehad did as Yahweh commanded Moses. For Mahlah, Tirzah, and Hoglah, and Milcah, and Noah, the daughters of Zelophehad, were married to their father's brothers' sons. They were married into the families of the sons of Manasseh, the son of Joseph, and their inheritance remained in the tribe of the family of their father. These are the commandments and the ordinances which Yahweh commanded by Moses to the children of Israel in the plains of Moab by the Jordan at Jericho.